perfectly. Good to see you back, guys. Once again, I'm back with a new tutorial related array. And in this tutorial, we are going to learn how we can create array in different methods. In our previous tutorial, you learned how we can create array and how we can print array. At first, we need to initialize a variable. Then, inside the square braces, we need to pass the value. And between value, we need to use comma. When we were creating array, at the same time, we were also adding values. But the situation is, I know the variable name, but I don't have the values. We don't know how much value can be in this array. But I want to declare this variable as an array. For that, we need to follow this method. We need to use this keyword, var x equal to new array. It means it's going to assign this empty array to this variable. We can call it constructor method. Using it, we can create array. Otherwise, we can pass values. And if you want to pass values in this array, for that there is a special method. So let's see the practical and learn this special method, how we can pass new values to this array. As you can see, side by side, I open my Visual Studio Code editor and my browser using Live Server extension, and I open my previous HTML document. If you notice, you can see we have already 5 values in our array, and it's contain numeric value, string value, null value, also a boolean value. So here I'm going to show you a new process to create an array. So here I'm going to type new array. Then I'm going to use round braces, and I'm going to move the value inside the round braces. Copy, and I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to remove our old values. Then semicolon to end this line. If I save this file, as you can see, it's also worked perfectly. Suppose, for now, we don't have any values in our array. So I'm going to remove all the values. And if I save this file, as you can see, it's created an empty array. And also it print undefined in my browser. And now I want to add some value in this empty array. For that, we need to call this variable name, array. Then, inside the square braces, we need to pass the index number. At 0 index, I want to add a new value. And our value is a numeric value, 12. Then semicolon to end this line. And I'm going to duplicate this line 2 times. And in our first index, I'm going to add a string value. So here I'm going to pass a name, add 1. And in our second index, here I'm going to pass a boolean value, true. If I save this file, as you can see, it's worked perfectly. In our 0th index, it add 12. In our first index, it add 1. And in our second index, it add true. But again, I'm going to duplicate this line. But this time, here I'm going to pass 4th index. 4th index, and here I'm going to pass a number, 20. What happens if I save this file? If I save this file, as you can see, at our 4th index, it print 20. But at our 3rd index, it print undefined. So using this method, we can skip particular index number. But also you can specify some space to this array. Suppose if I pass 4, it means it's going to create 4 empty index for this array. If I save this file, as you can see, it's worked perfectly. This value do not interfere with this array value. So here you can see we pass static value here. And I'm going to comment out this value. But I want to pass value through a loop by the user. I want to get value from the user. For that, I'm going to use another for loop. Let me show you. For, and inside the round braces, I'm going to initialize a variable. Var g for get data, equal to 0. As you know, our array starts from 0 index, that's why I pass 0. And then we need to set the condition. So here I'm going to type 0 less than 3. With that, we need to increment the value g plus plus. It means this loop going to take 3 value from the user. Then insert the curly braces, and here I'm going to call our array variable. Array, inside the square braces, I'm going to pass z equal to, and now I want to get data from the user. For that, I'm going to use prompt box. And we already learned about prompt box in our previous tutorial. So here I'm going to type prompt. And inside the round braces and inside the double quotes, I'm going to type enter the value. Then colon. And semicolon to end this line. So after set this file, if I reload my page, every time it's going to ask enter value through a prompt box. And as you can see, according to the condition, our loop going to run for 3 times. Also, I'm going to pass array value 3. So after set this file, as you can see, enter the value. And here, I'm going to pass a new value, 23. Then I'm going to press OK. Again it asks enter the value. And here I'm going to pass a string and I'm going to pass add 1. Again I'm going to press OK. And as our last value, I'm going to pass 50, a numeric value. If I press OK, as you can see in my browser, it's print 23, add 1 and 50. So we dynamically get data from the user and print in our browser. But we run our print loop 5 times. That's why it print 2 times undefined. And to remove this unnecessary undefined, just you need to change the condition. Here you need to pass 2. And again, you need to save this file and reload this browser. And you need to pass values one by one. Let me show you. So if I save this file, as you can see, here you need to pass the values. Our first value is 23. So here I'm going to pass 23. Our second value is add 1. And our third value is 50. So if I press OK, as you can see, now it's print only 3 statements, 23, add 1 and 50. So I hope now the concept is clear for you. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for our next tutorial.